Hey guys, so we're 24 hours into the young professional scheme being opened, and obviously, as you know, it started at 2:30 on the 18th of February and is going to close on 2:30 on the 20th of February. So you still have about 24 hours left to make your visa ballot application if you haven't already. Now, again, just to remind you here, this is a ballot application. This is not the visa application at this stage. But what I'm going to show you really quickly is pull you into my screen and show you how to make the application. And at the end of the video, I will be answering a few questions that many of y'all have, especially those of y'all who are healthcare professionals or who are already present in the UK and are making applications into the India Young Professional Scheme. So let's get into it. So here we are on the India Young Mobility Scheme visa ballot system. And what you've got to do is just scroll down, and as you can see, you will then come to the page that it says who can enter. Now you can see that this is the India Young Professional Scheme. Click on it, and as you can see, this is the India Young Professional Scheme ballot. Now you just got to click enter the ballot, because as you can see, the ballot will close on the 20th of February but is open right now. As a part of this, you can create an account, and once you've come onto this page, you do need to wait. Sometimes people can wait up to 30 minutes. Luckily, I didn't have to wait for a very long time. But yes, once you've sort of clicked onto this page, you then need to have certain details, as you can see on your screen, which includes your date of birth, passport, email address, and phone number. Your email address is really important, so please make sure that you haven't got the wrong email address. You can sign in if you have created a previous application for the ballot last year, but I'm just going to create a new account. So you can either create your account for yourself or for another person, where you add in your name, make sure you add your country, add in all of your passport details along with the country of issue. So for most of us, that would be India, and what is the expiry date on your passport needs to be added very clearly. Make sure that all of these details are right. Add in your date of birth as well. And once you've added your date of birth, if you would like anybody else to access your account, make sure you've added that email address as well. You then need to verify the email address, and they send you a security code. Put that in and continue. You can obviously give another person access to your account, whether it's your friend, a family member, or an immigration advisor. So you can click continue and add in that person's email address as well. Now, once you've added the email address, you can just say which email address you want to use when you access your account. This can be your email address. Now, once you've done that, just go to the process, and you can see that the other person's email address is unverified. So you create the account, and this is the screen that you come into. Now, once you've signed in, go to the passport details. That is the identity document that you've used. So you will have to use your passport details to sign in. So put in your passport details. Once you've added that, click continue and add in your date of birth, and click continue after that again, and you will again receive an verification code on your email address. Now you put in that particular verification code and decide which email address you want to send it to. So once you've done that, you'll get the verification code, put the code in, and you will be able to sign into your ballot visa application system. So as you can see, you can then click on start application. And once you've done that, you will come up to a page like this, which has a unique application number known as the UAN. You can then need to do each of the 4 parts of the process. So just say which email address they can use to contact you. Select the one that is the most appropriate. This needs to be your own email address, I would advise you. Click continue. You can then move on to check some of your answers. As you can see, as you completed the contact preference, it has now moved to completed on the form. You can then look at the prepare application. Now this is a declaration. Read through it very carefully. As you can see, there are lots of points to cover under it, but I'm just going to say that I am the ballot applicant aged 18 or over. I'm going to tick that and say continue. And now, as you can see, it's moved on to completed to the second step of my application. The third is providing evidence. Now, this is just your passport's front and back page. Like I've said before, have PDFs copy for these, the front and the back page. Now, you've got to remember that you scanned especially a photo of your passport or the PDF to prepare it as evidence for the ballot system. Again, they've given you a few guidelines, such as scan or the photo of the document should be easy to read, should not be more than 6 MB, should be a JPEG, PNG, or a PNF file, and you need to name your passport in a sensible manner. For example, right here it is passport April 2024. It could be your name, your surname, and the year as well. So once you've done all of that, you've just got to click on continue. So now you can upload your passport, choose the file that you'd like to upload, and then click, once a file is added, click completed. And then you've just got to say, the evidence is uploaded, which is a copy of your passport, and click continue. Now, once you click continue over here, you enter the ballot. So once you've completed all of the 4 steps, because this was the last step in your application, it can take a bit of a while, because for me it was quite glitchy. So again, it took a bit of time, but it's now signed off as completed for that 3rd step. And finally, all you've got to do is click on submit. You can download your application, view all of the details, make sure you're happy with that before you click on the submit button. Always make sure you've downloaded this and checked all of the details first. And once you're happy with those details, make sure that you have confirmed them, and then go on to click on the submit button, which is the 4th step. So now that we've understood how to make those applications, let's talk about a few questions that might be there for you, especially as somebody applying for the India Young Professional Scheme. So the first question I have out there from my comments of the previous video is, if a person is 30 years old, should they apply for the India Young Professional Scheme? Now the answer is yes. If you are 30 years 1 month or 30 years 3 months old, you should be making those applications into the India Young Professional Scheme ballot, because as soon as you turn 31, you are not allowed to make applications anymore. So this might be your last chance to make those ballot applications and be considered for this particular visa lottery system. So make sure that you've made your application and don't waste any more time. The second question I have is from very many healthcare professionals who are subscribed to my channel, and they have asked, can healthcare professionals apply for the India Young Professional Scheme? Now, to answer that, the simple answer is yes, you can make applications into the India Young Professional Scheme. However, remember that making an application in the India Young Professional Scheme ballot and getting a visa does not mean that you can come to the UK and work as a healthcare professional. In order for you to work as a healthcare professional, you are going to need your HCPC registration or any other license to practice. Now, if you have questions about that, what you need to do is get in touch with me and book a one-to-one session so that we can review all of your information and give you exact guidance on how you can work as a healthcare professional in the UK. But once you've got your HCPC registration, you've then got to think about applying for jobs. So by no means is the India Young Professional Scheme an easier gateway for you at this stage. You still need your license to practice, which is something that healthcare professionals shouldn't forget. The next thing that a lot of people are worried about is how much money do they need to show in the bank account to be eligible. So just to sort of answer this question, you need to have approximately £2,530, which in today's value is 2.6 lakh rupees in your bank account. You can start having that money from today or from the day you're selected in the ballot, because you need to have held the money for more than 30 days before you make your visa application. And remember, you have up to 90 days once your once your ballot application is selected until you make your visa application. So that might give you good enough time, but if you already have that money, I would suggest just put it into your bank account. Also, do remember that if you are in India, any FDs in your name can also be counted for this particular thing. So make sure that you have that money already. Another question that many of you all have asked is, can I bring my spouse or children under this visa? So can you get your husbands or wives? And the answer is no. As a part of this visa, you cannot get any dependents with you. So it means that you will have to come by yourself. However, what you can do is, maybe once you get this visa, come to the UK, and if you're able to transition to a tier 2 work visa or a health and care visa, then you can get your spouses and your children on that particular visa. And another sort of final question out there is, can you extend the stay in the UK after the 2-year visa expires? The answer to this is, again, a simple no. Once this visa expires, you cannot extend it or renew it in any way. However, The loophole here is once this visa is granted to you, you can come to the UK and look for work or look for study. So then if you decide to become an international student, or if you find a good job opportunity over here which gives you a sponsored job, then you can switch over to another visa route, which might be, like I said, the work visa route or the student visa route, or even the innovation visa, which is for businesses in the UK. So by switching over to those visa routes, you can obviously extend your stay in the UK, and legally stay in the UK for the length of the new visa that is being issued to you. Now, I hope this video makes sense, and if you have questions about it, do let me know in the comment section below, guys. Take care and good luck.